Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. Queek Headtaker here, going to be leading the Skaven up against the Empire, and would you look at this disgusting Empire build. We've got Marcus Wolfhart here, just about to do some Lord Sniping, Amethyst Wizard, double Steam Tank, front line of Swordsmen, and we've got a couple of Archers, just the regular Archers, pretty good pick here. Some Spearmen with some Chevrons, and a couple of Reichsguard. For the Skaven here, Glorious Feeder's Skaven, Queek Headtaker, about to meet his demise here. He's got Natty Bubo's Sharpshooters, we've got a line of Skaven Slaves here, a line of Clan Rats with Shields, including the Tail Slashers, one Rattling Gun team, two Rattling Gun teams, two Plague Claw Catapults, a couple more Clan Rat Spears in the back, and a couple of Rat Ogres. Yeah, it looks like two Rat Ogres, so very unfortunate. Queek gets sniped almost immediately, which is just terrible. You know, always feels bad and is going to set the balance of power in a certain way right off the bat. That being said, Marcus himself is not super immune to being sniped here, especially by those Natty Bubo Sharpshooters. So you can see that that missile fire coming in, and with the catapults, of course, they will outtrade just all of this infantry here, so the Empire player is going to be forced to advance. Queek isn't dead, though. He's still alive here with 500 HP, so with the Plague Claws doing some good damage, and you can see here Natty Bubo starting to focus on that Amethyst Wizard to start to take him out very, very quickly. So, Lord Sniping versus Lord Sniping here. Although the Skaven have lost their Lord, they're going to be able to very effectively snipe this character here. The Rattling Guns will also do excellent work against the Steam Tank. You can see they're debuffing the speed down to infantry basically infantry speed there, 31. And, of course, that armor-piercing missile fire against such a big target, they're basically not going to miss any of their shots. So, yeah, this is basically like World War II right now, except for, you know, the giant rat things. You can see here the catapults firing into the archers in the back line. They are pretty low tier units, so they won't take much to rout away. And the frontline engagement, just the Skaven have enough numbers here to be able to hold their own. Reichsguard pushing up and around the flank, trying to get at that artillery, is going to get intercepted mostly by the Rat Ogres there and here as well. So tough situation for them. The Rattling Guns here have taken quite a bit of damage, it looks like, from the Steam Tank, or I'm not sure what, but Natty Bubo is now turning to focus on Marcus as Queek is coming back to the battle. He's pretty low in terms of his HP, but he should be able to get in here and get something done. Marcus, though, you can see is taking a ton of damage from Natty Bubos, and this is the main reason why I don't think Marcus is honestly that good of a pick in this matchup. You can see he does snipe Queek out there in the distance, but he himself is getting, you know, below a quarter HP there from those Natty Bubos, and just hasn't been able to focus them effectively. There's still plenty of Skaven units in the backline here, and despite Queek going down, like actually getting sniped, the balance of power is starting to turn in the Skaven's favor as these Reichsguard get worn down. A lot of their infantry is getting worn down as well. One Steam Tank has been destroyed already by the overwhelming fire of those Rattling Guns, so it's going to be tough in the late game here. The Empire don't really have enough numbers to really push this backline and get onto some of these important ranged units. That is going to start to punish them pretty severely. You can see Marcus is alive for the time being. Natty Bubos have been caught up a little bit by these Sigmar's Sons here, which is not the best. Sigmar's Sons, of course, being unbreakable, will chase to the very end, unless, of course, their attack order gets interrupted by some Rat Ogres here with a beautiful side charge. Those Rattling Gunners also getting some really nice fire on those Reichsguard, debuffing their speed so that those Clan Rats can keep getting some good attacks in there. Yeah, these Reichsguard finally broke through to get onto this catapult here. This other catapult looks like they took some damage, but able to hold out against that assault as these Rat Ogres and the Clan Rat Spears following up, just not going to be enough left in the tank there for those Reichsguards. So definitely tough for me to cast these Empire losses. You know, I'm an Empire fan, definitely, but you know, when you come across an egregious Lord Sniping build like this, I mean, technically it's all legal, yes. I don't know, are Steam Tanks still considered super weapons? Are they limited to one in tournament play? I don't remember. They might be. They might not be. But regardless, I mean, it's legal, yes. Is it nice to do? No. And so, yeah, against a low leadership faction like this, you would think that would be a very effective strategy, but then you actually have to still win the battle, even if you lose your Lord like that. And the main benefit of Queek is that he's pretty cheap, and him getting sniped here wasn't that big of a loss in terms of raw army value. Yes, the leadership debuff impacts the Skaven in a really big way, but I mean, he's not that expensive, so it's painful, but it could be worse, especially if you have like a you know, even like Skrolk with a lot of his spells and abilities. Obviously, taking a big lord like one of the bells or something is not going to be enough. But Empire, as the battle starts to turn against them, is going to throw in the towel here. They still had this steam tank and quite a few units left, but just not being able to get back and get on these ranged units. I mean, these Rattling Gunners definitely could have finished off that second steam tank. So, yeah, I understand, but very good from Glorious Feeder, just staying calm despite Queek getting absolutely destroyed there. Is able to stay calm. That Warlock Engineer helped, of course, hold leadership together with his Encourage, throwing around those Warp Lightnings. Very nice work from the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers. And Death Runners, I didn't really highlight them too much. They were Vanguard deployed in the corner. Did manage to get in and get a little bit of work done against some of these units in the back line. I believe they maybe did some damage to one of the steam tanks as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely the Rattling Gunners, very nice here for taking out the steam tanks. And the Natty Boobos are very much the answer for Marcus's Lord Sniping, right? So, I mean, the Skaven have been hated for a long time for their Jezzail Lord Sniping. So I guess it's kind of giving it back to them. But, Lord Sniping versus Lord Sniping, at the end of the day, I mean, just the Skaven, I think, just had a better build. Steam tanks aren't necessarily terrible here. They can be okay. Taking 2 of them is a lot of army investment. And, I mean, at that point, you'd probably want to cut these Reiksguard down to Empire Knights and just try and go a little bit wider on numbers. But I really would be questioning taking 2 steam tanks. Marcus as well. I honestly think Volkmar is a much better pick in a competitive sense here. The Chariot that he's on, especially with the new Soulfire, can be very powerful in this matchup. And, you know, the attack buffs, the banishment, all of that's very good. And it is another big, you know, terror-causing chariot that's unbreakable, right? So you just swap one of these steam tanks out and maybe swap Marcus out for Volkmar. I'd definitely swap out this Amethyst Wizard for Lore of Fire. Maybe go a little bit wider. Maybe bring some Pistoliers here. You guys know I'm a huge fan of them, and especially in this matchup, they do very well at skirmishing against like Rat Ogres and things. Have the flexibility to get in and attack these crews if you draw away the spears, you know, with something else. So, yeah, not the best Empire build at the end of the day, outside of the egregious Lord Sniping. But, yeah, well played, a Glorious Feeder. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. In terms of just how you can generally go about, you know, preventing something like this, obviously there are a number of lords in the game which are sort of the tank archetype lords. So, for example, you know, you've got your Gorok. He doesn't necessarily have regeneration, but very good melee defense, and he does have a missile block chance. And I want to say that both of Marcus's magic missiles are subject to missile block chance. You guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that, those of you who know better, but I'm like 90% sure that's the case. For Lizardmen, I mean, Malekith is pretty tanky. He can definitely heal himself quite a bit. He does also have a silver shield if you take him on foot. On his Chariot, he doesn't get a missile block chance. On the Cold One, he gets a smaller missile block chance. But doesn't have a ton of HP on foot, but can still be a quite powerful caster in his own right, and a pretty good, you know, kind of frontline duelist. I mean, Marathi, you guys saw, and I had an early access game where I had Marathi against Marcus, and Marathi, she's fast enough and she has enough self-healing. She can get like 5 Soul Stealers and easily get herself to her healing cap over the course of a long game. So as long as you don't get sniped out too quickly, or if you can maybe dodge one of the two, which she definitely has the speed to do up on her mount there, then she can be a very good option for avoiding. So basically, I guess that's a good way of looking at it, is either you want to try and dodge those attacks or block them if you can, or of course, in Queek's case, he's just cheap enough that it doesn't really matter. I mean, at the end of the day, if you strip him down, he's very cheap, right? Trophy heads is something I'd pretty much always bring. Stand Your Ground's nice, and Verminous Valor, even, you know, kitted out with most of his stuff here. I don't know that I would necessarily take these two. Yeah, you could if you have the extra cost, but it's going to make him more expensive and vulnerable, right? If the idea is to make him cheap, then I would just maybe take these 3. You might even cut Verminous Valor if you're really looking to cheap out as much as possible, but I mean, 1,300, yes, it's tough if you lose him, but it's not the end of the world, and especially with a faction like Skaven where you can just bring so many other really nice units, bring a ton of numbers to the table. Yeah, just bringing, so I guess 3 ways: dodge it, block it, or just bring a lord that's cheap enough that it doesn't really matter, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it can work, as shown here, especially if the Empire build is a little questionable. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that one. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. I'm going to be keeping it coming with more Total War Warhammer 2 content. I've got some big announcements coming up soon for a new tournament series that I am going to be hosting, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Not sure exactly when this video is coming out, like what day it's coming out, because I'm recording a whole bunch today, but it's probably sometime within the next week or so you guys should be seeing an announcement for that. So stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.